So you got no money to your name and you want to buy yourself an investment property. What you can do when you do not have any money to invest in real estate is try to get creative. And what we call that is creative financing. So just because you don't have money to bring to the table, yes, you may not be able to get a conventional mortgage and go about it through a down payment, but that does not mean you're out of the game. And what you can do is what they call creative financing or seller's financing. So we will get into that starting now. So to take you into creative financing, what the idea of it is being able to work with the seller of the property to essentially give you the property without having to put a down payment down, or in some cases having to put a very small down payment down. And the only way to get this to actually to happen is by you. So what you have to do is you have to make the calls and try to see if you can get the seller to agree to those terms. Now, what those terms usually entail is saying essentially, I will not put down a down payment, or I'll put down a very small down payment, but every month for X amount of years, I am going to pay you as if it was rent. So in other words, you're paying them a mortgage where every month you pay them a set amount and you're giving them that amount. And once you reach the end of those years, either you have to do what they call is pay a balloon payment, which is pay a large sum of money so that the property is yours. Or in some cases, at the end of that, the property is yours. So it depends on how you structure the deal. But this allows you to get a property for essentially nothing. Now, in order to work this out, what you have to do is you have to call the seller and find someone who is either very willing and trying to get rid of the property, or you have to find someone who, in most cases, was used to collecting a rental income. So it does work well with rentals or some property investors because they've been used to getting that cash flow every month. So instead of selling a property, sometimes they're okay with continuing to get a cash flow every month, except from the not being from tenants this time, but it being from you as the new owner of the property. So go about this is usually give them a call on the phone, and it's usually a lot of times through, say, for sale by owners, or if you see properties on Craigslist, what you can do is in the search or the keyword section, type in seller financing, owner financing, creative financing, willing to negotiate the financing. So as you see, a keyword is often financing setups. Then there's also the rent to own. So take a look for those keywords, search specifically for those. And when you do see them, give them a call and try to talk to them about what different terms they're willing to accept. And figure out the terms that you're willing to go with. So what is the amount that you can put down? How much are you willing to pay per month? What is the interest that you want to be paying per month? And then in terms of the other fees, like so the utilities, the taxes, who is going to pay for those in this period of time prior to you taking ownership of the property? Now, in a lot of these situations, what the advantage is for you is you don't have to put much money down, but you could start having a cash flow instantly. So just to put an example out there, if there was a house for, say, $100,000 and they were trying to sell it for that, and it was getting $1,000 in month per rent, what you can do is call them up on the phone and say, hey, this is Tom Sullivan. I'm a local real estate investor, and I'm looking to take your property over. Now, would you be interested in seller financing? So at that point, if they say, yes, I'm open to hearing what options and different ideas you have, then at that point you could say, well, with seller financing, I'm willing to give you $500 a month, which that number right there is half of what the rental income is. You are gaining $1,000 a month. So I'm willing to pay $500 a month, and I'll pay you that over the next 10 years and give them a number like that. So 10 years, and if you think about it, $500 a month for 10 years. So $500 a month, that's $6,000 a year. Over 10 years, that's $60,000. And at the end of those 10 years, I will pay you $40,000 cash. And if they agree to that term, now you're set with a property right there. And what you in turn did is, so $500 a month is going to the original owner, $500 a month is coming to you. So with those $500 a month times 12 months, that's $6,000. So you're getting $6,000 a year. You do that for 10 years, you just made $60,000. Now with those $60,000 at the end of 10 years, you have to give $40,000 to the buyer, and you keep those extra $20,000, and now you own the property outright. Now, yes, there's a lot of other things to take into consideration, whether it's the taxes, the mortgage, and where all of that falls into play, But through this simple example that I just gave, you can quickly see how you can make money without having to put anything down. I essentially told them, I'm going to take this property for free, and I'm going to pay you $500 a month of the $1,000 a month that's coming into me. So essentially, I'm getting $500 and you're getting $500, and I didn't have to pay anything to get it. So you can take advantage of a lot of these situations, but you have to find the right seller to work with. Now, these deals don't show up every day, but you won't know unless you make the calls. So the biggest thing is don't be afraid to get on the phone and be able to talk to people. And if you could talk to them, eventually you're going to find that person who is absolutely willing to do that. They don't want to deal with the property anymore, or they like to have monthly income as opposed to one lump sum of money from selling the property. So take advantage of those opportunities to find out what works for you. And that way you can get properties without even having to put down a single dime, and it will bring you income. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. It's a short video just to show what you can do if you do not have that much money to put down or no money at all. So once again, it's creative financing. You got to think outside the box and find out what can you do to make a seller want to work with you. So what is it that you bring to the table that they will like? And in this situation, it was, hey, they don't have to worry about dealing with the tenants. I will deal with the tenants. I will take care of the property. In turn, I'm getting $500 a month for a total of $60,000 at the end of this without having to put a single penny down. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions whatsoever, please put it in the comments below. Send me a message. I'm more than willing to help you out. I want us both to be successful on this real estate journey. Appreciate your time and coming out, and look forward to seeing you next time.